What's up, everybody? It's Sirena Linton, also known as Miss Spicy, la más picosa, la más peligrosa, the spiciest Latina mamacita to ever exist. And welcome to my channel. Today we're gonna do a Q&A. I'm gonna be answering all the questions that you guys sent to me. So let's just jump right into it. Would you like to wrestle Mercedes Moné and Toni Storm? I've always had in the back of my mind pillars of women that I've wanted to wrestle and that are my dream to wrestle. And those two women are definitely on those pillars, both of them. So short answer is absolutely yes. I would absolutely love to wrestle them, and I can definitely see that happening, maybe sooner than later. Would you ever do any hardcore or deathmatch wrestling? I would say never say never. I am Miss Spicy after all, so I feel like it would be very fitting for me to have those style of matches. However, I do think it would take a very specific person or maybe storyline or maybe instance for me to want to have like a hardcore match, but definitely for sure. I definitely want to have a street fight at some point. I really want to get hit with a chair, and I also really want to do some crazy shit with trash cans and flip off ladders and incorporate some spiciness into it too. What if I like squeeze a chili pepper into someone's eye? That would be crazy. Okay. What part of Mexico is your dad from? My family is from Ciudad Juarez, across from the border in El Paso, Texas. So I go and cross the border all the time to go see him. I have to fly to El Paso and literally walk across the Zaragoza Bridge to go see him. And I've been doing this ever since I was 16 years old, and I am 25 years old. So I'm very familiar with Juarez. How do you feel LFG helped make you the wrestler you are now? Walking in the doors of WWE, was thrown on to the show Legends and Future Greats on A&E. Literally 2 weeks into me starting at the company, I didn't even know how to lock up with somebody. I didn't even know how to run the ropes, and I was put on this show. So if you go back and watch season 1 to season 2 to now season 3, which is still airing and footage is still coming out every Sunday of me, you will see my development. You will see me learn how to lock up. You will see my mistakes. You will see how much I've grown in 3 seasons, which was really not filmed in that long of a period of time. I'm very proud of what I've done. I also am grateful for the fact that I was thrown on it, because I had no choice but to basically learn everything, and I was forced to either pick it up or basically, get kicked off the show, to be honest. Yes, my departure happened, but being put in a position of pressure made me have to adapt. And I feel that that's pushed me to learning how to wrestle and picking this stuff up faster than a lot of people would and can, to be honest. And I'm lucky to be as athletic as I am too, because there have been some scary times. Because remember, it's not just me learning how to wrestle on this damn show, it's everybody. So there are mistakes not just happening from me. And unfortunately, I was the bearer of some mistakes. I literally got choked out. That was not fake, that was real. I got choked out and I passed out. Sorry, PTSD from that was crazy. Yeah, we're all rookies. And still, was wrestling something that you always wanted to try out? So growing up, I went to lucha libre matches like at swap meets in Phoenix, Arizona. My dad would take me when he was still in the States here with me, and I would watch these wrestling matches happen. And granted, a lot of times it was just the luchadors cutting themselves up with beer cans and beating the hell out of each other, but I always was fascinated by it. My dad grew up a huge wrestling fan, so naturally I was glued to the TV right next to him when pay-per-views would be on and such. But I didn't know that you could be someone just, I don't want to say off the street, but I thought you had to be like born into a wrestling family to become a professional wrestler. I don't know why I thought that, but until I was in college and I was reached out to join the Next in Line program where they were doing sponsorships and such with college athletes, I found out that athletes could become wrestlers and immediately pitched myself. I was not reached out to, by the way, by WWE. I pitched myself myself. I reached out to them and said, hi, my name is Sirena. I am a gymnast at the time, University of Arizona, and I would love to try and become a professional wrestler because I saw that they were recruiting one of my other friends at another university. After that happened, I didn't hear back. I basically reached out to WWE through like an app that was used for NIL deals for college athletes. And I was like, sent this message, just trying to like put myself out there in like so many different categories. And this was one of the ones where I was like, hell yeah, I really want to do this. Sent them a message and then just forgot about it. And then like a couple weeks later, I randomly like get a notification from the app and it's WWE, and they're basically saying, hey, like, can we schedule an interview with you? We would love to talk to you. And I'm like, holy shit. Okay. Like, they answered. This is crazy. Had interviews, time went by, transferred to Arkansas, basically ended up getting signed to their NIL class. So yeah, long story short, yes, it was, but I thought I had to be Rey Mysterio's daughter. But now she's just my friend instead. Oh wait, this one says Twitch TV. I am actually interested in starting Twitch. I need to figure out how, and maybe my team can help me with that. But I definitely am interested in starting Twitch. I feel like it would be a lot of fun. Have you thought about trying MMA? Yes. Short answer, yes. I actually, honestly, in the recent few months, have thought about MMA. And especially after my departure, really opening myself up to what else I'm capable of doing. Because, not to say that I didn't think I was capable of being a wrestler, but I feel that I have expanded so much out of my comfort zone of what I thought that I could do in such a short amount of time, especially coming straight from college, coming straight from gymnastics, straight from school. I've done nothing else. I've literally done college gymnastics, got my master's degree, and then went straight to wrestling. So I'm very, very proud of myself for putting myself in such an uncomfortable position. And now it's broadened my mind of like, what else can I do? What else can I try? And what else could I possibly be good at? Granted, I don't have any experience, but I didn't have experience with wrestling either. And so it's definitely something that I'm interested in. I think I would need to just dip my toes in and explore more of the MMA world, because I feel like that could be definitely my vibe too. Will you be going to AEW or TNA? You'll just have to tune in.
I got a question. Can I ask my question?
Yeah.
What do you think about introducing your editor to my world? Why did you think you edit that?
You think she's hot? Well, maybe when she comes back. I just met her, literally. I just met her. She's very kind. What stipulation would you like to make? I feel like I would be open to doing a hair versus hair match. And I feel like that is like, I don't know if a lot of people are open to that, especially like women. This is my real hair. I don't have extensions or anything, but granted, my hair grows very fast, but also in like the history of lucha libre and like Mexican wrestling, like that is a very historic match to have. And I feel like, again, going back to like the Mercedes Mone question, in my mind, and like goals that I have written down of like what I want to accomplish in wrestling and the pillars of women that I want to wrestle, etc., the things I want to do. A hair versus hair match is also kind of on that list. I feel like it's just something that would, I want to say, mark my career as a professional wrestler too. But I feel that the attachment to our hair as women, especially with like beauty standards and such, like I don't really want to get into that as much, but I feel that it would teach me to let go in some ways too, and have to like figure out who I am without all this. So I definitely feel like if I check that box, it would also be one of those things where like, okay, I've made it in wrestling. There's like definitely multiple boxes that I feel like I want to check and look at myself in the mirror and say, okay, once you check these boxes, like you've made it. And that's definitely like kind of one of them. So maybe one day I'll have a hair versus hair match. This question says, what is your motivation to continue in the wrestling industry? Definitely my family. Definitely the fact that my departure happened. It also motivates me even more, which is kind of sick and twisted. But my motivation has always been my family and wanting to get them to a better place than where they are now. Especially my dad, especially my niece, my brother, you know, being killed multiple years ago. I just want to be able to provide for them, and wrestling is my avenue. It's my passion, and it also can help me make a lot of money to be able to take care of them. So that's definitely my goal for sure. And I talked about that on an episode of LFG in season 3. Are you a cat or dog person? I'm definitely a cat person. I actually became like the cat sitter of the PC for a while. I was watching like everybody's cats. Charlie Dempsey. Let me think of who else. Definitely Lee and Ilya. Did I watch I think I watched Noam's cat and Ilya's. I can't remember everybody's. I've watched a lot of people's cats. Yeah, I was fostering cats, and then people found out I was fostering cats, so then everybody started asking me to watch their cat. I became literally the crazy cat lady. And I don't have any pets, so. Why your forearms are huge? What do you do for them? My forearms are huge because I was a gymnast, but I also work out hella. So if you guys want to see workout videos, let me know. What were the emotions when you got the call of your release? I feel like I'm still definitely processing this, but in a weird way, obviously when I saw we knew that the releases were coming, and I was literally out to dinner the night before with some of my coworkers when we got the message that randomly we had that next day off. Everybody started freaking out because we all know what that means. I guess I don't want to say that I am just very confident in my abilities, and I am super confident still in like what I have to offer and what I have to bring. And I know that I would always tell myself every day when I look in the mirror, I've done everything I've done everything I can. They basically make you feel like you could be cut at any minute, which is I guess the truth. But I knew for me that if I could walk into the performance center every day and know that when I go home that night, I can look at myself in the mirror and ask if I've done everything I could. So like, did I go to training? Yes. Did I go to gym? Yes. Did I go to promo? Yes. Did I cut a good promo? If I put my best effort into cutting a good promo? Yes. I always went out of my way to treat everybody with kindness and shake everybody's hand and say yes sir, no sir, thank you. But that doesn't mean that that was enough, and I recognize that, but I don't also think that what I had wasn't enough either. At the end of the day though, when I got the call, I was more so just like, I saw TKO or not even TKO, just fucking Connecticut, and I just like looked at it and I was like, what the fuck? That's like literally all I could think of was just like, okay, what the fuck? And after I got the call, they don't tell you why. And then, I could talk to coaches after, and I did. And they told me, they don't even know why either. Yeah, I think I just felt frustration and then disappointment, not in myself, but disappointment in the fact that had so much, I poured my heart into this company and these people that I feel like just dropped me on a dime. And I think that was the most disappointing, is because I truly feel like a lot of these people I met are and have become really close friends and family. But obviously that's my coworkers, but even producers, writers, etc. I think it's just like, damn, this place started to really become my home, and then all of a sudden I can't go home anymore. So I think that's kind of just how it felt, is like disappointment of like, feelings aren't mutual. I don't know, like it's just my interpretation and it's just the way I have felt from the situation. But at the same time, I do know that sometimes it is just a name on the paper. Sometimes it is just the company making budget cuts. Sometimes it's a person that has never met me, who maybe it's TKO. At the end of the day, I don't know the answers, and I wish I did, because I think it would make me feel a little bit better, to be honest, but I don't. I think just like the little girl in me, a little bit of a heartbreak, but at the same time, I know that like I'm excited for what else is opening up for me, and knowing that there is going to be a place and a company and people that will water me the same way that I pour myself out into what I do. Did the coaches from LFG really coach you guys, or were they just playing coaches on TV? Yes and no. So we trained with our groups throughout the week with other coaches in the performance center. But when we filmed, the legends would come in, and it would only be for the episode we're filming. So they would be in maybe once a month when we film, or maybe once a week, depending on how quick we need to push episodes out. I would say as filming continued and went on after season 1, you can tell that there was more investment from the coaches pouring into us as athletes and as wrestlers. But I would say season 1, it felt more personally to me like a work when it came to coaching, until towards the end of the season when they realized that, oh my gosh, like we actually are getting attached to these athletes and these kids who are taking our advice and growing from it, and they're seeing results. And I imagine for them it was the same way of like, oh, I can really shape a kid's career. And so then as time went on and filming season 2, and like granted, again, we didn't spend much time with them, but when they did come in, you could tell that they wanted to help us as much as they could in that short period of time. But yeah, I mean, you can say that the feedback they gave us is coaching too, even if it was just for filming days. So I would say a mix of both. So the last question, the most asked question, the question that I've been getting on X, Instagram, Facebook, messages, DMs, will Miss Spicy ever return to WWE? And I guess we're just gonna have to see what the future holds. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video and want more content like this, let me know in the comments down below. Like, share, subscribe, all the good things. And don't forget, this is Miss Spicy, Sirena Linton. And it's about to get spicy, baby.